Hello, welcome to University of Pattern Drafting. My name is Umo. If you're happening upon this channel for the first time, welcome. Please ensure that you hit that subscribe button right now. However, if you're already subscribed to the channel, welcome back. It's so nice to have you back. So today's tutorial is going to be a sew along video of how I made this dress for a client. So she wanted something really similar and I made something really similar for her. So this is what it turned out to be like. So my dress form is a size 8 and the client is a size 14. So this dress form does not even do justice to how beautiful this dress actually turned out, and she absolutely loved the dress. So I'm going to be sharing a whole lot of the construction and pattern drafting process with you in this video. So I start by drafting out my basic bodice pattern. So here is my basic bodice pattern. This is my shoulder to bust point, shoulder to underbust, shoulder to the natural waistline, and the length of my corset was 25 inches. Usually for petite size people, I would use 23 inches for the length of the corset. So I went ahead to also impute my arc measurement as well as my shoulder slant. So my shoulder slant was 3/4 inches, and that's what you can see me marking. Bear in mind that this dress actually has a yoke made with mesh, so you have to draft the full pattern. Do you understand? So I would craft out the corset pattern from this as well as the pattern for the yoke area. So now I'm going to go ahead and impute my bust span line. So that bust span line actually is 4.5 inches, and then the radius I'm using for the circle for my corset is 4.25 inches. Do you understand that? However, before that, let's do a bit of calculation. Her bust is 42 inches, under bust 33, waist 37 inches, and then for the waist snatching, I subtracted 2 inches from the under bust as well as the waist measurements. So that's what you can see me writing out there. And then for the lacing gap, you can subtract between 2 and 3 inches for your lacing gap, and then you now proceed to calculate your arc measurements. So these are the figures that we're going to be working with. Now I have a class on waist snatching that's coming up from the 20th of November, where all of these calculations will be explained in detail, as well as the techniques for actually snatching the waistline. So please follow the seller link in the description box to be a part of that class. So I'm going ahead to draw out my the circle for my corset. The radius that I used for that circle, as I mentioned earlier, is 4.25 inches, whereas her bust span is 4.5 inches. So I'm just going ahead to snatch that waistline and reconfirm my calculations. Do you understand? You can see me measuring and eliminating all of those dots. So this is what my new side seam line now looks like. Do you understand that? So I'm just cross-checking my measurements. I'm going to go ahead and do the same for the back as well. I have a couple of videos on corsets that you can watch to understand this process, so I really don't need to go over this again. I would put a link to one of those videos in the description box so that you can just follow that link and then watch any of my videos on corsets. So this is my center back that you can see me ruling out, and then I'm going to go ahead and just trace out all of my all the lines that I have drawn with my marker. So this is my armhole. Armhole is still the same way, the usual way that I'll draw my armhole. However, notice that I'm drawing my back and my front pattern together. This is because the yoke area of that front and the back pattern would actually be cut together. Do you understand? Because it makes more sense that way. So this is my bust point line that I'm drawing out, and then I'm going to go ahead and impute my side dart. Now this side dart is very important. So I'll impute my side dart, and then all of these areas that I'm marking with the red marker are all my darts. Do you understand? So I'm just indicating them with that red marker. So this is the back pattern. I'm just going to go ahead and finish up that back pattern, and then we would proceed to the cutting video. So this is my cup. You can see that I'm using the regular bra cup, not the double padded bra cup that I would normally use. So her bust is, I think, 43 inches, and this is 45 inches. I think that's the size of this cup. So you can see me just retracing my circle, the circle for my corset. This is what I usually do, because I feel like you're going to place that cup right into that circle, so the circle needs to follow the shape of that cup. Do you understand? Irrespective of the fact that you first drew a full circle. So I don't want it to be too exposing, because she's a size 14 and she has a bit of bust, so I don't want to be exposing. That's why I raised that neckline in front, and I'm going to go ahead and do the same at the back. Do you understand? So that back is not too exposing. So this is essentially what my corset pattern just looks like. Pretty easy. And then I'm just extending that neckline at the back. So next thing now is to go ahead and cut out this pattern. However, before then, let's just draw that neckline. So for the neckline, I use 3 by 3 inches. You know, this is mesh that we're working with, and it's still going to stretch. So there's no point making the neckline too wide. So this is my armhole that I'm trying to draw out. This is my front armhole. You know, the front armhole has a bit of an indentation, while the back armhole is just normal. So you can see what this looks like. That's my corset area. I think I'll try to shade that corset area, sorry, the yoke area, so that you would understand what this is. So I'm just drawing out the back neckline. The camera cut off that portion, so I couldn't really show it, but this is my yoke. You can see what the yoke area actually looks like. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut out this pattern. In cutting it out, you can see me eliminating my side dart. Very important. That side dart is important, and I've explained so many times why that is really important. So you can see me cutting out all the darts. Can you see that? And then ensure that you label your pattern so that you don't get confused after you've cut them out. So cut out all of your darts, and then that's my cup area that I've cut out, and then I'll go ahead and cut out the back area of the corset, so you can see what it looks like. And then now I'm proceeding to cut out my skirt. I'd already drafted my skirt pattern, so I'm just proceeding to cut this out. Now remember that this skirt pattern starts from the natural waistline. So now I'm drawing out, remember the natural waistline in front has a basque waistline. Sorry, the dress has a basque waistline in the front. So that's what you can see me doing. I dropped that center front by 3.5 inches. Do you understand? So I just use the diagonal line to connect it back to the side. So I'm just going to cut it normally, so I can use the same pattern to cut the back.